Yo, what's up guys? Ako nga pala si Alan at welcome sa aking YouTube channel. So for today's video, magre-react tayo sa video na comparison of Asian countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand versus Philippines. So itong bansang to is maglalaban-laban sa video na papanoorin natin ngayon, pero hindi natin sila paglalaban-labanan in a negative way, pero in a positive way. Like kung sino yung number 1, sino yung 2, number 3, number 4, or kung sino yung pinaka-kulelat or sino yung pinaka-mas who live better. So, yun yung comparison sa video na to. So, wala pong nag-suggest ng video na to. Mas mo ako po yung pumili ng video na to para lamang sa inyo guys na ma-reaction ko din tong video na ito. So, bago tayo magsimula sa video na to, wag mong kalilimutan bigyan ng like at subscribe sa aking YouTube channel. Click the notification bell beside the subscribe button para ma-notify kayo sa mga future video uploads ko. And also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram account. I will put it down here, and without further ado, let's get started.
Asians. In this video, we will compare countries which are troubled by millions of tourists every year. Throughout the video, we will compare 6 countries by 19 indicators such as salary, corruption, democracy, and so on. For this, we chose one of the developed Asian countries such as the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Laos. Ratings will appear one after
So,
another.
hindi kasama dito yung
Here
Brunei
will be
tsaka
shown
yung Myanmar.
points that countries will get through each rating. And here are the places that countries occupy in the world. After each rating, a red table will appear in which points are accumulated that countries will gain from each rating. The rules are simple. The more points, the worse standard of living in the country. The less, the better. Who will be the first and which country will win? You will find the answer to the question only by the end of this video. Let's vote which country will be in the first and which in the last. Write in the comments for which nation or country you are voting. And let's start the comparison. The first indicator is an index showing human development in the countries. The first 2 places are occupied by Malaysia and Thailand. Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam are in the middle, and Laos is last from the human development ranking. What places our countries occupy in terms of income per inhabitant? To do this, look at gross domestic product per capita. Not surprisingly, the highest place is occupied by Malaysia, which is massive exporter of high quality electronics, and among them is the richest country in the world. Next, we have Thailand and Indonesia. The poorest among them is Vietnam. This is the Legatum Prosperity Index of countries. It considers several indicators such as management, health, social capital, educational level, and others. According to its results, Malaysia is the most prosperous country. Then is Indonesia, and followed by Thailand. Places closer to the end are Philippines, Vietnam, and Laos. Further, the rating of countries by the quality of roads. According to the rating, the highest quality roads without traffic jams are in Malaysia, occupying 19th in the world. Behind them, Thailand and Indonesia. The last places are Philippines, Laos, and Vietnam.
Ay di wala masyadong traffic sa Malaysia. Ang ganda, ang galing.
How safe these countries are and what places they occupy in the world.
Panguli Philippines kasi maraming mga kriminal minsan sa Metro Manila. Pero ngayon medyo okay na dahil kay President Rodrigo Duterte. Pero sana sa future maging safest country na.
And after it, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippines are among the dangerous ones. The sixth and not least important indicator is the democracy index. The most democratic country is Malaysia, 43rd place in the world, followed by Philippines, 54th in the world. In the middle positions we have Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. The last place is occupied by Laos, 154th in the world. Let's look at the rating on the level of perception of corruption, how widespread corruption perception indexes in the public sector, and whether citizens can solve their problems without a bribe. The first place is occupied by Malaysia, and the rest 5 are the most corrupted countries. The United Nations Development Program published a ranking of countries by education index. It takes into account ranging from the quality and number of schools per inhabitant to the Nobel Prize laureates. The first country in our top is Malaysia, then in the middle, Philippines and Thailand. The least educated is among Laos. Now we compare effectiveness of the healthcare system. The rating takes into account life expectancy, government spending on
Pang 5 ng
healthcare,
Philippines kasi
and the
nga may
cost
issue
of
ngayon
medical
dito about sa
services.
PhilHealth
The first 3
na meron daw
places are
mafia,
doing pretty
ganun.
good, occupying
Kaya
30
mababa
to
masyado
40
yung
in the
healthcare
world,
index
but
dito
the
sa
rest
Pilipinas.
are on a par with Libya, Syria and Nepal. One of the main ratings is a monthly salary. This list shows the average monthly wage in US dollars. The highest salaries are received in our top by Thais and Malaysians, around $600. The least salaries are in Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, and Laos.
Malaki pala ang salary sa Thailand. Ngayon ko lang nalaman.
Where does the happiest inhabitants of the planet live? According to a study conducted by
World Happiness Index.
Report, the happiest
Philippines
citizens
is
live in Philippines,
called
the
na
second in
most
the world, and 2 points below it, Thailand.
hospitable
In the middle are
country.
Malaysia,
Kasi kada pag may mga
Vietnam,
foreigners na
Indonesia.
pupunta
The
or
last
mga
place
bisita
is
is
Laos.
lagi namin sila pinaghahandaan ng mga pagkain or mga inumin para ma-welcome sila sa bahay namin.
We looked
Kasi
at
ganun
the
talaga yung
salary.
tradition sa amin
Now
or
let's
mga
look at the
culture
rating
namin.
of
Ganun.
countries by cost of living. This rating shows the cost of food, housing rental, and other expenses. The cheapest country is Laos. Prices are 4 times lower than in Switzerland or the Scandinavian countries. It is also cheap to live in Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Vietnam. Accommodation in Thailand is much more expensive than other our 5.
Mura lang pala ang cost of
The
living sa Laos.
13th indicator is the rating of World Press Freedom Index. Studies shows how much the country's government does not interfere with the work of journalists and does not oppress the information rights of its citizens. The media in all 6 countries works very carefully. Even in some of them, one cannot say something bad about the government.
Yeah.
Ease of doing business, quite a significant rating for those who want to increase their capital. The most favorable country for business is Malaysia. Well, place in the world. Opening a business in this country is much easier. In some areas you do not even have to pay taxes. Also, high place is occupied by Thailand. Most of the problems with starting a business will be in Laos. Where is the best life for children? Which countries more effectively protect the life and rights of children? The rating considers a number of indicators such as child mortality, percentage of undernourished children, child labor, and the like. Malaysia has the highest score and 71st place in the world. The last positions are held by Philippines, Indonesia, and Laos.
Oo nga pala, hindi nila sinama yung Cambodia din dito. Tsaka
This
Timor-Leste.
is the Passport Influence Index, which shows the numbers of open countries for citizens to visit a
Ang
certain
dami sa
country.
Malaysia,
The
guys.
most influential
Grabe,
passport is
164
Passport of
countries.
Malaysia.
Samantalang dito sa Philippines 73. Tapos sa
164
Indonesia
open
naman is
countries to visit.
84.
The last positions are held by Vietnam and Laos. Next is Gender Equality Index of countries. It shows which country is most oppressed by female rights. Vietnam and Philippines got the highest score. Behind them are Thailand and Laos. The last places are occupied by Indonesia and Malaysia. Because it is not a secret that women in these countries does not have the same rights on a par with men. This rating shows prices for 1 liter of gasoline.
Petrol
Global
prices.
Petrol Prices Agency updates its data every week. The countries in our top does not have enough oil reserves. It has to be imported, which naturally influences the gasoline price. Therefore, they have the most expensive gasoline in the world. However, our number 1 goes to Malaysia and last place is Laos, $4 per liter of petrol.
Kaya medyo mahal pa lang gas, petrol dito sa
The
Pilipinas.
last indicator
More on
is
imported
the
kasi,
speed and
kaya
cost
siguro
of the
mahal.
internet. In their ranking, we combined 2 indicators and gave the
Wow, ang
lowest
bilis
score
naman
to
sa
those
Malaysia.
countries where the
Tapos ang mura
internet
lang
is
ng price
fast
ng
and cheap.
wifi nila.
We gave 1 point
I
to
mean
Malaysia
internet speed.
only because the country has very fast internet and at the same time it's very cheap. 1 gigabyte is just $1.18 and its neighbors Indonesia and Vietnam shouldn't remain unnoticed as they have the same internet just few cents expensive than Malaysia, and last positions are held by Philippines and Laos.
Mali siguro yung sa
And
Thailand.
that was our last indicator. Let's look at the overall results of our 6 best
Wow.
countries. The best country in our top with an honor goes to Malaysia,
Yeah,
which
Malaysia.
took first place in the comparison. Further down the list are Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, and Vietnam. Last in our list is Laos.
Laos.
If you like this video, then rate my huge work of
Wow.
research and editing this video.
A few moments later.
So guys, tapos na natin reactan tong comparison of Asian countries. So as you can see naman guys, sa pinaka-last part ng video natin ngayon, isang number 1 na who lives better is yung Malaysia na pagdating sa internet speed, sa oil prices, sa human development index, nagra-rank 1 talaga sila. I think na siguro sa pamamagitan ng government nila kung bakit naging top 1 sila sa mga ganitong bagay. Sumunod naman is yung Thailand. So marami namang magandang places sa Thailand na gusto pumunta dahil sa mga traditions and cultures nila. Next naman yung Indonesia. Yung Indonesia kasi pasok na sila sa economy, sa top 5 largest economy. Pasok na sila doon. I mean sa top 10. Pero may mga bagay talaga na naglalak sila masyado onte. Pero isa rin sila magandang country. Sunod naman is yung Philippines. Sa Philippines naman kasi totoo yung happiness index na number 1 kami. Kasi nga dahil sa hospitable kaming mga tao, at yun kasi yung part ng culture namin na kapag may mga foreigners or may mga bagong bisita na darating sa aming bahay o papasok sa aming bahay, gusto namin na ma-impress sila. I mean, hindi naman sa in a bad way na ma-impress. Kung hindi, gusto namin maging close namin yung mga bisitang yon sa pamamagitan ng tiyan. Kasi kapag binigyan mo sila ng pagkain at inumin para sa kanilang lahat, magugusto nila yung pagkain and baka maaari pa silang bumalik ulit para sa mabubuo naming friendship sa pamamagitan ng pagiging hospitable ng mga tao dito sa Philippines. So next naman is yung Vietnam. So Vietnam, first pag-usapan natin yung government nila, which is communist government. Medyo naguhuli sila sa mga ibang bagay kagaya na lamang sa press freedom index kasi nga ayun nga, communist country, meaning kailangan hindi mo ginagawa ng masasamang salita ang government, ganyan, kaya kinakailangan na i-oppress mo sila. Pero ayun nga, may mga bagay talaga naglalak sila, pero I believe na yung mga Apple products naman is nag-shift na sila sa Vietnam kasi nga mas mura yung labor and maganda infrastructure nila, kaya some of their components were made in Vietnam. Next naman is Laos. Laos, when it comes to oil prices, napakataas talaga kasi nga wala silang sea border or sea fishing like that kasi nga nasa gitna sila ng Cambodia, China, Vietnam, Thailand, and Myanmar. So, ibig sabihin, wala silang mapagkukunan ng mga oil reserves sa bansa nila. Kaya nagigets ko rin kung bakit mataas yung oil prices nila. At saka, siguro, may mga lack of leadership din ng government nila siguro, kaya kung bakit sila nasa huli lagi. Pero I guess naman na lahat ng mga Asian countries or ASEAN countries na mga ito is mag-grow in the future at makakapag-compete na rin tayo sa mga ibang East Asian countries, Middle East Asian countries, and sa mga Europe at sa America. So yun lamang po ang aking reaction video patungkol dito sa comparison of Asian countries. Kung nag-enjoy ka sa video na ito, huwag niyo mong kalilimutang mag-comments dyan sa baba at mag-recommend ka ng mga videos na gusto mong ipareact sa akin in the future. At pag nabasa ko yun, ilalike ko yun, at maaari din ako mag-comment sa mga comment ninyo, and baka lagay ko rin sa future video ko yung mga gusto ninyong request para sa akin. So pagpasensyahan nyo na po ako kung hindi ko po ginawa yung mga comments at suggestions niyo para sa akin na gawin ko, at sa susunod gagawin ko po siya. At ayun lamang po, maraming salamat sa panonood na ito. Huwag niyo mong kalimutan bigyan ng like at subscribe na sa aking YouTube channel, and click mo na rin yung notification bell beside the subscribe button para ma-notify ka sa mga future video uploads ko. And also don't forget to follow me on my Instagram account. I will link it down here, and thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Peace out.